What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Double Tigers. All right, let me introduce my co-host, like the way I always do. My boy Otaku. What's going on? There's a
I'm
bunch of stuff to
co-tagger,
talk. Yeah, there's a
co-pilot,
bunch of stuff.
co-tagger.
There's a bunch of stuff to talk about this week. There is diamonds sold, finally sold, and then the what is it? Doomsday. I think that's what
It has
the
Doomsday cast.
a cast, and then there's a bunch of other stuff, but oh, Batman Hush came out this
Rush
week,
came out.
and
Vampy
Vampy
came
one
out.
and the relaunch of Vampy one
I know
again.
you're excited about that. How many covers
Yeah,
did you get? Let's start there.
probably. I know I got the Spears cover on purpose because I know it's gonna be popular. So if I need to, get rid of something real
You
quick,
didn't pay a lot for it though. You got a cover price.
I got a cover price.
Okay,
I got that cover price,
that's a
and
good.
then I
That's a
got
good.
let's see what else I get. Probably got the black bag cover. I haven't gotten to pick it up yet. I know I got all these covers already. My LCS, told me already that you probably got all these covers. So I got the cosplay cover for sure. And then I got probably the Frizen and probably a couple other ones
I
too.
like the Frizzle cover. Yep, that was
Yeah,
good.
and then the Perillo cover.
Oh
What's
yeah,
going on, Dale?
the
Yeah,
ninjas.
yeah. So I probably got a bunch of covers.
Did you
And
get
then
the J. Scott Campbell one?
I'll find out. I'll find out if I got the Ross or or that one. But some of them were exclusives too. Some of them were main covers and some of them were exclusive covers too. So
Yeah.
because dude, that every time she hits another number one or 670 or a big milestone, bunch of people want to do covers. So it's gonna be a bunch.
Is there a Peach Momoka one? I feel like she would want to do that.
Maybe,
I
but
thought
I
it's
would have to. It
like a,
was
it's a
it's
store.
probably a Momoko cover, but it's probably a reuse of one of her old ones because
You
that's what happened.
you like
Yeah,
Momoko Vampirellas?
I like some of them, not all of them. Like the ones that she does of her, in like a adult version of her, yes. But there's a couple of them where she did like almost looking like little kid, like almost like
Like cartoonish, yeah.
cartoonish. It bugged me a little, but I mean, like I said, like Peach, I hate to love sometimes. You know what I mean? But
I actually
she's
like her. I like her
yeah,
take on Vampirella. She doesn't make her like super sexy. You know, a lot of
right,
like
right,
male artists, they just like go full out. You know, like
right,
big boobs and like
right,
tiny
right.
waist and
But
everything.
yeah, the biggest one that like, I appreciate if somebody would actually do Gonzalez's style again, because Gonzalez made her sexy, but wasn't overly sexy.
Yeah, like
Like
give her a big booty is what you're saying.
yeah, well, no, not only that, but when Gonzalez did her like not like she's sex appeal, but it wasn't like overly sex appeal, like overly
Like
sex.
a natural body, like a
Right,
good
right,
natural body. Yeah,
right. Not like massive
yeah, not
knockers
like
and yeah,
plastic surgery.
right. Because if you look at some of the older art, her her size is smaller. Like her frame is a lot smaller too. Like her chest is a lot smaller, and she's more normal looking than Hollywood style, where
Yeah.
it's where like
When I envision Vampirella, like in my mind as like a live person,
yeah,
I always think like Salma Hayek for some reason. I just think
yeah,
Salma Hayek would make a
yeah,
great
Salma Hayek, or
Vampirella.
like I thought about a couple of people that could play her. Like I thought about it previously, like Salma Hayek when she was younger,
Yeah,
yeah, and
Catherine
then
Zeta-Jones.
maybe yeah, yeah, when she was yeah, when they were a little younger, yeah. But they
Right.
could play mom now if if they were casting at all. But I was thinking like there was a wrestler I was thinking about, like what was it? Soraya Page, or
Oh,
she's known
okay.
as. Yeah, she has the dark hair and stuff. She's British, so that yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Haha.
Right, Selma Hayek from Dust Till Dawn, dude.
Yeah.
That is just that's her. That's Vampirella right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good, right? Yeah, Del and me went to go get a mic this week. So yeah, I sound really good this time. I got the mic voice now.
We're investing in the program.
Yeah, I'm upgrading myself. Yeah, but yeah, I've thought about like Selma Hayek. I've thought about like I thought about a couple people, but there's a couple of people I have in mind to play her. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think when it happens, it's not going to be a well-known, star. It's going to be like somebody up and coming. That whenever this movie gets finally freaking greenlit, I mean, there's talks about it. And then and the other thing is the Red Sonja movie is going to be rated R.
Do
Yeah.
we know who's
So
playing Red Sonja?
yeah, I forgot I forgot the girl's name, but the girl's not well known. But I think the girl was in Games of I think she was in Game of Thrones or something like that. I think, or I forget the girl's name, but yeah, but she's not a well known movie star though.
It's not what's her face? The British Sophia Turner. It's not her.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
She would be a
Uh-huh.
horrible. She'd be a horrible Red Sonja if that's her.
Like, yeah, give me 1 sec.
Red Sonja, in my opinion, should like I don't know. I thought what's her face? Uh, Bridget Nielsen, who played the original Red Sonja. Remember her? I thought she would. That's my picture of Red Sonja.
Yeah. She was cool to play Red Sonja, but the girl they got now playing her is a little younger, and she looks like it's like a younger version of her. You know what I mean? It's just the Brigitte Nielsen one was back then. What
Yeah.
everybody thought she should she looked like back then, but now it's
Oh,
more.
so this actress looks like Brigitte.
No,
No.
she don't look like Brit. She looks more like what it's the poster is not flattering because it just makes her hair really really red. So it's not, yeah. So the pictures of her are not really it's better.
Oh, is it her? Matilda Anna Ingrid Lutz?
Yeah, Matilda. Yeah, it's Matilda something. Yeah, it's Matilda.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Yeah, it's Matilda. Yep, she's good. I mean, it's just the hair. That I know it's supposed to be red, but it it's just the posters aren't flattering, man. Being honest.
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah, but it's supposed to be rated R, so that's a good thing. You know,
yeah.
that's a good
what's
thing.
what are they going to give Red Sonja? Red Sonja's got to be R, right?
No, I'm just saying if they gave it a PG, man, it would be kind of weird to have a Red Sonja.
No one would watch
Have Red Sonja PG, and then you see her slice into somebody. It's not no blood comes. Or they do it like in China where they cut the person and it's just and they just white make it like white out.
Yeah, you gotta have nudity. You gotta have like just people getting chopped up, losing limbs, losing heads, and
yeah. I mean, they could do it with PG. It's just they would have to cut every time there's something happens. They would have to cut away. That's that, and then how Diamond got sold to Ally or Ali something like Diamond got sold. Diamond distributors got sold to or not AliExpress, but what this company is into pop culture stuff, so they bought them or whatever.
Well, ultimately it's about management. So it sounds like
Yeah.
Diamond has renewed life. As long as people are buying comic books, they're going to make money. So
Why? What? Because this new company placed a bid and they won the bid.
yeah,
But
they got Diamond for real cheap, right? They got
yeah, and they looked at it or whatever. People were researching the other company, and the other company is into everything, a little bit of everything. So, like music, pop culture, like, but they're keeping everybody on staff. They're keeping all the Diamond on staff, though. Pretty much, it sounds like the way they were talking that they're keeping them on staff. I mean, that's a little weird. If they already went bankrupt from these people that are already on staff, you should get rid of some of them and freaking put new people into positions. You know what I mean? It's not like if they filed for Chapter 11 for a reason.
yeah, I mean they got this company for what 39 million. That's really cheap.
Well, that's what the other company bid
It's
39
probably not
million.
even that, right?
Or no, well, the other company before this company bid, that's the money they bidded. So we're a lot of people think they bidded a little. Their bid was a little higher than that 39 mil. So it's a little. We think it's a little higher than that. The other company
Like
bought it
around
for.
40 mil, probably, right?
Yeah. But so I mean, for what it is, they're into pop culture things. So they're into like what was it? They're into music. They're into like pop culture type things. So and they already got their own version of distributing. It's just they're not into they're not into comics and figures. So that's why they ended up buying Diamond in the first place. So they're just expanding their little part. So but they're gonna keep Diamond. Or well, the way the article was explaining, the bankruptcy court and the bankruptcy lawyers have to approve it first. I mean, they won the bid. They just have to approve the bid.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, the bids should be approved, but the way they were talking, they're keeping everybody on staff, pretty much. So they're not getting rid of anybody right now at Diamond, because I'm guessing they're gonna have people from their team to be inside Diamond, and then as soon as they train all these guys to be how to do things, I think you will hear about like Diamond being with huge layoffs of all the older, everybody that from original Diamond is gonna get laid off, or maybe because so the other companies people can take over eventually. You know what I mean? So they're probably gonna end up training a bunch of people too. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm not. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not. It's not what
I mean, ultimately, the bread and butter part is comic books. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's always going to be a point of profitability for them. But it's how they, because Diamond had all these other plans for, toys and all this other stuff. That's a
Right.
little harder to manage. So hopefully, as long as they stick to comic books and don't get greedy, they'll be fine.
Well, yeah, they're into pop culture thing, so they're probably gonna end up getting the. I think they bought the comics and the toy part, so
Okay.
they'll be distributing that stuff too. So it's just, but they're already into pop culture. Like if you look at what their company is about, they're into music, they're into all kinds of pop culture type things. So it might.
That fits.
So it might.
Those comics fit, right?
Yeah, so it might be a good thing for Diamond.
Yeah.
So it might be a good
Well,
thing.
the Diamond was trying to do that. It's just they mismanaged it.
Right.
So now that they got this new company that they're merging with, it should work better. We'll see.
I mean, I'm hoping it may
Hopefully this new company
help.
doesn't mess up the comics part. The comics part was
Right.
the one that was like,
Right.
it's like you got to keep that foundation strong. If there's any weakness in your local comic book shop, which there is right now, right? The economy and everything, like people
Right,
are
right.
buying comic. I'm seeing so many people that are just like, I'm not buying as many comics as I was like 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, they can't
So
afford it.
that's a
Yeah,
real
nobody
concern.
right.
That's a real concern.
Nobody can afford it right now.
Yeah,
And then plus,
it's
yeah,
more
nobody can
expensive to buy the raw materials for just paper, right? Think about it.
ri
We
yeah,
get most of our paper from Canada. They're all
yeah,
printed in Canada.
right,
And so if you're going to put tariffs on what's essentially already like an expensive book, right?
right,
$6 for a freaking comic book. Um, DC, if they were to raise that price, or Marvel, anybody were to raise that price because of tariffs,
yeah.
you're going to see their sales drop. So
But
ultimately, now companies have to get
they
into their
already
margin.
we're already they already raised it. They already raised it once. They're gonna raise it again because of this. People are gonna go. Maybe we should go digital. You know what I mean? Some people are gonna. I mean, some people do go. Somebody goes both ways. Somebody goes digital and then wants to keep the actual comic nice. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, there's people that do both. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
some of
people that want to read, but I was never into digital comics. It's just,
yeah,
I mean, I'll download them and read them, but I do
right,
it illegally. I don't like pay Marvel to
right,
sit and read a book on my iPad. I would.
right,
I know people prefer that. I know people prefer reading
right,
it digitally because it is fun. You know, you tap on the frame and it
yeah.
picks, and then you
Yeah,
just
because
tap it
you
and it goes
you
into
can't do
the
that
screen.
with the paper, you can't
You can't
tap
do
on
that.
the little
Yeah.
panel and then it can't go bigger. So
Yeah.
that's
I'm
one
old
good one.
school. I do like turning the pages and
No,
reading it.
I like turning the pages too, but it's kind of cool to actually tap and actually check out the art too. And you
Yeah.
can actually check out the art a little closer if you're trying to be an artist
Yeah.
using that for a format for something just to
Yeah.
look at it. It's kind of cool,
No,
you know.
The Marvel online, the app that they had for their subscription. Because I had one way back when, like in the
Right.
2000s. I had
Yeah,
one.
that was then, but then now it's
It's much better,
they
I'm
got
sure.
they got a bigger library now because they what the hell did they do? Uh I forgot what the hell happened, but yeah, but they got a bigger library now, so and then they use what is it? Yeah, so Disney Plus and all this other, they got other things to make it a little bigger.
I'm sure it's
So
better than
yeah, it's a
now.
better now. So
Mhm.
but there's gonna be all kinds of things good popping up anyways. We brought up Doomsday. We brought up
Well, the hush covers. We were
Time.
talking about the hush covers.
Oh yeah, the Hush. And then Jim Lee was at you went to the signing, right? Or no?
You didn't come to my region.
Okay. All right.
Um, I would have loved to have gotten a signed copy.
Right.
He was signing out of, I think, like somewhere in San Diego, somewhere like Southern California.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
then
where
he
it
went,
was at. Yeah.
yeah, and then he did a signing in like Texas,
Right.
and then he's going to be at WonderCon
Oh,
this weekend. So
yeah.
he's busy.
So
I mean, he's got to promote that thing. But
yeah.
sales have been very good. And
Of
people, if
course it
you're
is.
wanting my thoughts on the covers that you should get for Hush, definitely get the A cover. Definitely get the Jim Lee's B cover though. I think that's the cooler one where it's
Right.
darker. He's kind of putting his cape like a glider type. You know, it's like
Right. Right.
parachute like style. That's a cool cover. And then there's that 1 in 1000, like it's a connecting cover with him, Fabok, and I think Mora. Is it Mora? Don't bother with
Yeah.
that. Don't bother with that one.
Yeah. Hold on.
I do like the Fabok cover. I like the
Right.
Mora cover. The Mora cover's nice. But everybody's put out a cover. I mean, like you name it,
Yeah.
it's out there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Everybody's putting out a cover.
Everybody's putting out a cover. So, just if you like an artist, just go with the ones you like. But I mean, personally, I can't get all of them. I'm just going to
Right.
get the Jim Lee A and B covers, hopefully.
Yeah, because you're a Jim Lee guy, so yeah, you're gonna get
That's
the
my
Jim Lee
guy. I
covers.
don't need the other. I don't need There's no Alex Ross cover though. I was disappointed about that.
Well, I'm not surprised because the original Hush run, he didn't have one. He didn't have a cover either, so I'm not surprised. Being honest, I'm not really surprised at all. So hold on. Surprisingly, no, I was looking at the hot list to see if any of those covers ended up jumping on here, but I don't see. There's nothing on here.
No, John Boy
Yeah.
has a cover.
Oh yeah, I saw the John Boy cover.
And,
The John Boy cover was nice.
Nakayama has a cover.
Well, I'm not surprised. Those are the bigger names, so I'm not surprised they have it covers. Yeah. Huh? Spider Boy's on the hot list. Oh no, the new Amazing Spider-Man. Then never mind. That was the new Amazing Spider-Man book. That's what that was. Yeah, White Tigers on the list. Number 9. A new yeah, it looks like a new Psylocke cover too.
Good time to. I mean, this month is a. There's so much out right now. I mean,
yeah, so much good
a
stuff.
lot of stuff to pick up.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for the business, right?
Yeah, the Psylocke title. Yeah, and then so there's like a lot of different covers for this Psylocke cover. There's a Peach Momoko one. I'm just looking at covers and stuff. Just a hot list covers and stuff. But it's a good week of book of if you're into reading, you're into it's it's a good jumping on point for Vampirella if you have never read Vampirella or even Hush. You know what I mean? If you've never read, well, maybe, but I don't know if it's a good idea to jump into Hush 2 without reading Hush 1. So you would be the better.
Could, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, right.
I love the Mora cover. I love the Mora Hush cover. I gotta say, like if I were to get anything outside of Jim Lee, I get the Mora cover. It's just so good.
Right.
I really love Dan Mora style.
Yep.
Big fan of Mora.
Hold on, Batman. Oops.
They're all good. I mean, Faybox is good. Who's this guy?
Hold on. I'm looking at the
Scott Williams just did his own cover. He just did his own without Jim.
Right.
That's awesome. Scott Williams did his cover, which looks good, by the way.
Well, I'm looking at images of covers. I'm looking.
Got a foil logo. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a new Batman logo. He goes back to the old school.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gave too much away, but he goes back to an old school logo.
Yeah, but like you said, there's a bunch of covers for Hush. So yeah, the Lee cover looks cool. A bunch of those covers look good, depending on like you said, who your favorite artist is. They probably did a cover. Yeah, just Alex Ross didn't do, but I'm not surprised Ross didn't do one because Ross didn't do a original run. So and then plus he was probably too big.
Ross was probably
too big. Yeah, but Ross was probably too busy, or he probably has one and it's on his site. You never know, because he does sometimes he'll do exclusive just for his website too. So
yeah, and Ross would do a sick Hush. I just feel like with the blood and the bandages or whatever it would do.
Yeah,
sick cover, right?
Yeah, I could see a Hush but done by him too. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting, but there isn't. He'll do. We'll see, man. Well, because they're still. How long is this run again? I forget. I forgot they said
like 10 issues or something like that. 8 issues.
Yeah. So he got, Ross got eight chances to do a cover. So if he didn't do issue 1, he'll probably do a last issue. He's done an issue 12 before. Like Vampirella.
I gotta say though, I'm disappointed with the Jim Lee's A cover. The issue for 159
Mm,
It's Nightwing. It's a Nightwing cover.
right.
Um,
Oh,
and I think Joker died. Well, let's not hypothesize, but we could be
right.
seeing the death of Joker. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, just since you brought it up, I forgot about this. The person that did Alfred's voice for the animated series passed away
Oh
this
yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was mistaken. It's not Nightwing. It looks like the Red Hood.
Yeah, well,
Who's it?
it's one of the Robins. It's still one of the Robins, though.
Yeah,
It's still one of the Robins.
yeah. But I mean, it so far Jim Lee's like A covers on both the two issues.
Uh huh.
I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not like I'll get them. I'll get them, but I'm not like
You're not a yeah you're not go. Oh, I have to get them. Yeah,
yeah. They're
but
not
I'll get them.
like the original Hush covers are much better. I think.
Right. Well,
Um,
I'm not surprised. My being honest, he has so much to do. He can't he can't do as much work as he normally does. I think he wants to do. You know what I mean?
I think
So
also part of the reason is I don't know, like, I need to read the story. I do know the
right,
first one. I know the story of the first one, but
right,
I have to kind of, for me to just look at the characters and stuff and
right,
not know what's going on. That's kind of they're not just they're not gripping covers, right? Like Riddler
right.
standing in front of like a passed out Joker and Batman is just like,
Passed out too. It
yeah,
looks like
right,
the cover I see from here. Yeah,
right.
that's what it looks like.
It's just like, so what?
Yeah,
It is a nice
there's
cover
a
though.
yeah, but there's a lot of covers to choose from though. Yeah, look, I'm just looking at the covers. I mean, there's a lot of covers to choose from.
Oh, for the 59, 159.
Yeah, yep. There's a lot of covers to choose from, man. If it doesn't matter whatever artist you're a fan of, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
no more. I'm not surprised because he only does
You could do
monsters and
one though, like
no, he only
Mummy
does
style.
monsters and sexy ladies. That's all he wants to do. So he doesn't want to do superheroes. Yeah,
No.
he said that in interviews
Well,
before.
Hush looks like the Mummy, so he could do like a Mummy style, a
Right.
Mummy creature style.
But joking around, he doesn't. But what he says in what he said during one of the interviews was, I only want to do monsters and sexy ladies." So you can't blame him for it, but we may get if DC offers him enough, we may get one.
We'll do more
Yeah,
stuff, I'm sure.
yeah. He'll probably do some superhero stuff. It's just nothing's caught his eye yet, I think.
He's got to
Yeah,
ride the monster train as long as he can, and then hop
yeah,
off when it starts slowing down. So
right. I don't think it's gonna slow down anytime soon, though. Being honest, because the Universal monster thing's coming and all this, so the universe on in Universal's coming. So I don't think this monster train's just getting started. The old school monsters.
yeah,
I think we're gonna get a revival of a lot of the old school monsters too. Like a lot more people are gonna be interested in like Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula, Frankenstein's wife, and even Invisible Man, like all those, and then even the creature from the Black Lagoon. All of these monsters
classic
are gonna
ones.
get,
Yeah.
yeah, they're all gonna get they're pretty much gonna get their own little thing. So.
Oh, did he? Cool.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, he did do that. Well, so
Silverhawk,
yeah.
dude. Silverhawks.
Oh yeah, he did do the Silverhawk, but I forgot about that. He did do so. He does do heroes. It's just he doesn't do mainstream. Well, nothing mainstream just yet.
I don't know. It's more mainstream than Superman. That's pretty mainstream.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Hang on.
Uh huh.
I gotta get some lip balm, man. My lips are very dry.
Yeah, but we've brought up a bunch of stuff, but there's not, you know what I mean. Then I haven't went to go pick up the new Vampy 1 yet, so I'm interested to see where this story, how he, how he restarted the story or whatever. But because from what this part says, from what 675 says, it's, and then what the synopsis of it said was, the baby that Vampy has came back from the future, like Cable. So I'm interested to see how he's gonna incorporate this and how he's gonna actually make it actually a good. I'm hoping this is actually a decent run of what how he restarted it, but they got legacy number, and so it's 675, but the actual number one, the relaunch of the number one, is actually 676 or 677 or something like that. So they got the old legacy number getting up to 700.
Nice. Yeah, you got to get the 700. You got to get this number one.
Right.
So wait, you got a book to show off, right?
Oh yeah. The sketch that I got from Ali Garza, I've been talking about for a couple of weeks. So here's that sketch. When people see it on the rewind, it's actually Vampy with her wings out, and it's actually based off of Reichi, Faces by Reichi.
Nice.
And she signed it, and Ali signed it, and there's a COA on the back.
That's nice, dude.
But the funniest thing was how Ali did the hand. It looks just like the Mike Crone one I got. The Mike Crone, the Mike Crone sketch I ended up getting. The hand gesture is about the same, because the Mike Crone one, she's flicking blood at you, so it's kind of funny. And it's in the hand, the arms are in the same kind of.
Yeah, I got to see the uncensored version before the show, so it's good. Yeah, you got to go.
But if you guys want to see the uncensored version, go subscribe to the OnlyFans. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's a one-on-one, man. That's nice. That's super nice.
So now I got this one, and I got a Godtail's gonna be doing a swimsuit edition eventually, a swimsuit for DC.
That's nice right there.
Yeah, this is the Godtail one, but Godtail's gonna be doing it's gonna be doing a swimsuit edition for DC soon. So we're gonna be seeing them do a bunch of covers soon for DC. Mm-hmm. Because he's been doing a lot of sketch covers at cons and stuff, and he's been doing like some covers for other people, like for other retailers and stuff, but he hasn't done a mainstream cover yet. So he's going to be doing something mainstream for DC soon. Gotcha. Sounds like. So that's going to be interesting to see Godtail stuff. And then and then I may be getting another sketch from Ali soon, eventually down the line, sometime.
I gotta do one of those. I gotta do a commission.
Yeah, just depending. Some people are decent, and some people, like Ali's an old school artist. He's from the early 2000s, early 90s, something like that. So
I want to get a good Superman commission, like a classic, like Superman, Lois and Lana Lang, love triangle one. I did get one from Alex.
Right.
And I love it, but it's a one with like Wonder Woman and Lois Lane as a love triangle. I need to get one with Lana and Lois.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's just, but more than one character is going to be expensive.
Yeah. Maybe Alex Bustos to do my other.
Yeah. I'm just saying, more than one character is going to cost you a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normally how it works. One character, cheap. Two characters, it's more work. So you're asking for three. So
I actually got like a wrap. What do you call it? I got a wraparound cover.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. So depending on the artist and how much work they want to put in on it, and how much they charge. Normally, you know what I mean. like something like that, like a wraparound. Some people charge, up to 4. You know what I mean? Depending on how many characters you want, or depending on if you want color or not. And then some
Yeah,
people
I feel
charge,
like a lot of the artists I like though are just like out of reach. Like
yeah.
I remember a
I
few
mean,
years ago, I could have probably got like a Dustin Wynn cover,
right,
but now it's like forget about it. He doesn't even
right,
do
right. And
commissions.
then I could always, yeah,
500.
like Mike Crone was one that I thought I would get. He was like 4. Yeah, for one character it was like 4 and some change. So
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
John Boy Myers, right? His just like remarks are like 200 now, so it's like
I mean, you can always talk to John Boy to see if you wanted to get something, you can always talk to him about it.
yeah, I could. I think
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna get something done by Ryan Odegawa.
yeah. Ryan's work is good, cool too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like Ryan's work, and
yeah,
he's not gonna like charge me an arm and a leg, right? So,
yeah. But
and
everybody,
he does a good Psylocke. Let me show you what I.
yeah,
Let me show you my Psylocke print, dude. This is just Ryan Odegawa goodness right here.
yeah. Ryan's always had good work. I've always liked Ryan's work too. Yeah.
I mean,
Dude,
and
that
then
would
this
cost
is
you a lot. Yeah, Ryan's thing would cost you a lot because it got trees and stuff in the back, and it's a full body too. So, yeah,
yeah, these are prints, but I mean, can you imagine him doing something like this on a comic book cover?
yeah,
That'd be freaking dope. So good. Dope, dude.
yeah. But
Sorry, you had to look at my butt.
nah, yeah, but we've talked about a bunch of stuff, man, and it's all kinds of stuff going on, man. So there's gonna be all kinds of cool things going on. So down the line, so
We didn't really talk about Doomsday. I mean, what are your thoughts on Doomsday?
Doomsday. I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. I mean, Nightcrawler, like original Nightcrawler's coming back from the X-Men. Beast is coming back. Beast is coming back. So I'm interested. And then
You know what? This is my theory. Remember when Deadpool was coming out
yeah,
and they teased that you might see the Fox X-Men come, and you might see like the Fox or the Sony Spider-Man come,
right.
and they were teasing all these things, and then they were teasing that, oh, we're gonna kill them all. Like it's just there's gonna be one scene where just everybody dies, right? Like the Fox
Doomsday.
X-Men die, the Sony Spider-Man die, and
Well, they brought Blade back from and then Blade they brought the
right,
they
they're
brought
gonna bring the MCU like Avengers in, like they're gonna bring
yeah.
Who is it? Is Mark Ruffalo coming back? Who's coming back from? They're bringing Thor back. So Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth is coming back.
The Loki's coming back.
Loki's coming back.
I don't.
Vision's coming back.
Yeah, I don't think Ruffalo's coming back. I think the only Hulk is so far that says it is coming is Art the Avengers Hulk, and that he's the only one. No,
Okay.
we haven't. They may bring Scar. They may bring She-Hulk.
Yeah.
They may those are maybes. Those aren't for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm honestly curious to see how this is going to work out and how many freaking.
I think they're going to kill everybody.
Yeah, kill some and not all, but
no, I think they're going to kill everybody. The MCU is they're going to kill the MCU.
Oh yeah, because they got to bring Young Avengers in too. So yeah, so they're going to have to kill.
What they're going to do is they're going to start over,
right?
And then they're going to have the entire. They're going to have a new X-Men. They're going to have a new Avengers. They're going to have
Avengers,
new Thor, right? New Cap.
Right.
I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as successful as it was,
right.
Moving forward, you're going to get a new Cap, like just a new Like,
Right. Well,
you
I
know,
mean,
we
we're
got-
getting both. We're getting Falcon and we're getting uh U.S. Agent too. So we're getting both of them in Doomsday. So that's gonna be interesting to see. We're getting both, and then we're getting Sebastian Stan. So we're getting Bucky in there too. So we're getting all three of them in there.
well,
So
what's interesting is we've got a new Fantastic Four, right?
right,
This is and it's not technically MCU timeline. That's been
right,
confirmed, right?
right.
This Fantastic Four is in their own little
Yeah,
time,
but eventually, when it hits the Doomsday, when it's Doomsday
right?
part,
Right? You see where it's going? All
yeah,
the other stuff from the film connectivity is kind of loose as well. You know,
r- right,
Fox,
right,
even Deadpool, Wolverine, right? Like that's kind of loosely MCU
right,
Fox related, right?
right,
So, and Ryan Reynolds isn't going to do Deadpool forever, right? It's not like
right.
he owns the rights to uh, Deadpool. Marvel can take that away from him at any time, right? So I
Right.
think
So
right now,
they may collide they may collide them. So they may collide the
I
Fantastic
think
Four.
Feige's time with Marvel is just gonna the Doomsday is really just like they're gonna wrest it away from him and they're gonna create a new, series of Marvel movies. That's just me, and they're gonna kill everybody off and just
Yeah.
be
I
like,
mean, yeah, a
this
lot
is
of
the
them are getting
starting point.
but on top of that, a lot of those actors are getting a lot older too. So they're gonna have to kill them off to bring newer characters in, newer characters in. Like
Absolutely.
because the Young Avengers were been talked about for forever. So that might be happening during Doomsday. You never know. So yeah, and then there's a bunch of rumors going around that a bunch of actors are coming back. So like a bunch of the Spider-Men are coming back.
I
So
think you're
we're
gonna see a live action Miles introduced.
mm,
You're gonna see
well,
Wanda.
these are our speculations.
These are our speculations.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna see
You
a
need to
young
put that out.
Avengers
You need to
introduced.
put that out there before people go into freaking buying books and go, "Hey,
You're gonna
Otaku
see a
said this."
young you're gonna see a young X-Men team.
Yeah,
Uh, and what you're gonna see a young X-Men team that
right,
starts off as the original X-Men team. No
right,
Wolverine, okay? No Colossus, no
right,
Nightcrawler. It's gonna be the original team as the new X. This is my theory again. And then
right,
you're gonna get the introduction of Alpha Flight. Wolverine's going to have his Canadian roots. So when he's introduced, Wolverine's going to be a standalone, and then he's going to join the X-Men. Okay, this is the way it should be, right? You should not be like Wolverine's part of the X-Men from the get-go. No one wants to see that, right? So that's my theory. I think they're going to just kill everybody off and let people know through a very traumatic like death scene. Like everybody's going to die, and then Doom's going to be like, "This is my new, this is my new timeline,
right,
my new universe." That he gets defeated, and that new timeline is where it's the starting point. So it's already dystopian.
right,
It's already like one of rebuild,
right.
but it'll restore like Earth to whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll see a return to some specific timeline. Maybe 616 finally, but
right.
it's gonna spark a new unified timeline with Spider-Man and everybody in it.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see how they're gonna explain that. Well, they don't gotta explain it in Doomsday. Why the X-Men, where the X-Men have been. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to see how all this stuff is gonna come together. So I'm interested to see how all this stuff is gonna come together. And then yeah, because what is it? I'm excited for May to see this Thunderbolts movie and see how that's gonna work out.
That
You
looks
know,
good, actually. Thunderbolts looks pretty good.
yeah. So I'm interested to see. I know me and Dell are interested because he wants to see if the Red Hulk ends up making an appearance at the end.
Doubt
I'm
it.
curious because originally Thunderbolts had the Red Hulk.
I bet you'll see
Yeah.
the Green Hulk
Hmm.
in Thunderbolts. I bet you'll see Green Hulk.
I mean, it'd be cool to see, to see the female version of the Red Hulk, to see,
Oh yeah,
Liv, Liv Tyler version. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But that'd be kind of neat.
you gotta have She-Hulk. How are they gonna bring She-Hulk back? You gotta have She-Hulk in this universe. For
Yeah.
Secret Wars,
Well,
come on. She's one of
yeah.
the original Secret Wars, like
Well, she
heroes.
may be coming back depending on how stuff goes. I mean, I don't see why not. She could be she could be a surprise for Doomsday.
Yeah,
You
but
never
people
know.
just hate her so much. It's like
Yeah.
when your fan base hates you, it's hard to justify a character back. I don't hate her. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah. No, no.
I like
Yeah.
this Hulk show. I thought it was funny, you know. But people didn't like it for whatever reasons. I think just didn't like the lawyer,
Right.
the tone of
No,
a
they just didn't like
talk
they
show.
just didn't like the actress in general because how she treated how she talked about stuff. I think that's the biggest thing was how she talked about things.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, we
cool
don't
opinion.
know. We're not sure.
I didn't have any
About
issue with it.
yeah. I mean, was a lot of us didn't have issue with it. It's just some people had did. Some people did. The ones that like to type on keyboards.
Yeah.
The keyboard warriors had issues. And, if a lot of people don't understand that sometimes these movies you just got to turn your brain off just to watch it. You know what I mean? It's not, yeah. And
I
then
think people just, first off,
get too
people
get
that
too
didn't like
invested.
She-Hulk never read She-Hulk.
Right,
That's the first thing, right? They were never fans of She-Hulk to begin with.
right,
And the people that were fans of She-Hulk might have been a little disappointed that it wasn't fully like more comic accurate, right? It was more kind of
right,
like Hollywood embellishments than it was comic accurate.
right.
Um, but all in all, I thought the character looked great. The CGI was pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Good for what it is.
yeah,
It was cool to see Daredevil in his yellow and red
right.
suit.
That was
So
pretty cool. Those are all like funny, good
yeah,
moments. Like I
yeah,
don't understand why it bombed. It was entertaining. At
right.
the end of the day,
Well,
it was just entertaining content. It wasn't like
yeah. Well,
it
the
wasn't
internet
it
just
wasn't a
didn't.
movie. It was just like a
Right.
television show, but it was
Yeah, but like you said, a lot of them didn't read She-Hulk in the past. A lot of them, if they didn't understand what She-Hulk was.
you didn't understand
But
what
if you read She-Hulk and you read what was it? Because the show was kind of based on one of the runs. I forgot the damn guy's name on that wrote the run.
John Byrne.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was based on a little bit of John Burns' run.
Yeah.
So it's like if you didn't know anything about it,
Well, I'm
about
glad you brought that up. When John Byrne did the run in the 90s, that run also didn't sell. That
right,
was a poor selling run. And he
right,
joked about he's like, I got to get you to buy my comic books. Like She-Hulk was like, buy my comic books or I'll tear up your X-Men books, right? Like
right,
just all
right,
these like tongue-in-cheek things. The
right,
comic book at that time didn't do well. It's
right,
become kind of like a fan favorite now, though, that run.
right,
Everybody
right,
wants to collect that She-Hulk run, me included.
right.
But I think the TV show is going to kind of maybe be the same. It's like everybody hates it and didn't
Oh yeah,
want
but
to
it's split down the middle. So a lot of people hate it, and then
people come back
some
to it,
people
right?
like it. So
Yeah,
it's same thing with that run because that run was the same way too,
yeah,
where half of them liked it and half of the people didn't like it. It's just back then they didn't have no internet, so
yeah.
you couldn't, you know what I mean?
Well,
Now you got
also,
the internet.
like, even the Burn run, it was like kind of like the show. It wasn't like action. It was more like
Right. Tongue in cheek type stuff. Like you said.
well, it revolved around more like of a soap opera night. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a kind of like a
It was
rom com type,
yeah.
light.
It was more like Deadpool before Deadpool.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of more like everyday type
Yeah,
issues
but yeah, but
versus
like
like something
like
dying. Yeah,
where this so where Liefeld got the idea for Deadpool was a little bit we can say probably from the John Byrne run of She-Hulk. A little, just a
maybe.
little. If you look at the Deadpool, the way the Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, it's the same way that she broke the fourth wall during his run. So it's
Right.
like, eh,
Yeah.
kind
Same
of. Mm,
kind of concept there.
yeah. So he probably he probably read it when he was a kid, and he goes,
Li-
"Whoo, I got an
Liefeld,
idea."
Liefeld has admitted he was a big fan of Deathstroke, like George Lopez's Deathstroke,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
For
that's
sure. Yep.
who he copied Deadpool as. He basically was just like,
Yep.
I just copied him as the Marvel version of Deathstroke.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and I think he actually did like a decent job,
Right.
but the character really took off in like the mid '90s, right? With the
Yep.
or no, sorry, the late '90s with the Joe Kelly run. That was when
Mm,
he became like the more Merc with the mouth, like more
right.
kind of joking and raunchy humor and all that. So um,
Yep.
initially, yeah, he was supposed to be this just badass like assassin, and then he kind of converted to like this guy who just never shuts up, right? So
Right. So he converted into a male version of She-Hulk.
yeah, no, he's the male
Male
Shamali
equivalent.
Hulk, Shamali Hulk,
Yeah.
She-Male Hulk.
Yeah. Well, the male version of She-Hulk. I'm just making fun, but yeah, but it's everything's a copy of each other. You know what I mean? Swamp Thing is a copy of Man Thing.
Man thing.
Yeah, and then
Daredevil's a
what is
copy of Batman. I'm sorry, it
right?
is. Daredevil's
Yeah,
copy of Batman.
and then what was it?
Hulk is
Um,
not a copy of anything, though. Hulk is just one of those original, like Fantastic. Like
well,
this is the thing, like
if you want,
Marvel.
if you want to compare Hulk would be what the hell is um uh, uh the old school monster the guy turns into the monster like he's a scientist but he turns into a
Oh,
Jekyll and
Deadly
Hyde.
Stone? Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he's more of a yeah, so he's a copy of a Jekyll and Hyde from back then. If you,
He's like a copy of Frankenstein.
yeah, yeah, but he's more what he's more like a Jekyll and Hyde type character anyways because he's a scientist and then he freaking because he can change back and forth into so because yeah Frankenstein can't change back and forth.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Um,
so when he calms down he can go you know
like Fantastic Four is completely original. Like I feel like the
mm,
Marvel, some of the Marvel stuff, a lot of it is like Thor, right? Norse god hero.
right
That's pretty original. Not that it's original in the sense it's based off like Norse gods, but
right
um, it's not anything you saw in comic books.
yeah
Spider-Man, kind of,
well
he's
because he
kind
was
of,
afraid of spiders and he created Spider-Man that's why
yeah,
that's why he created or the main reason it was a failing book anyway so he made a new character out of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the X-Men are pretty original,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
But yeah, the basis of of Professor X and Magneto was Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. So those are the two, you know, people that those two were based off of. So
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of them. I mean, there's a lot of copycats if you think about it. There's a lot of copycats out there. Yeah.
yeah.
If you really think about it, there's a bunch of copycats. I mean, there's what is it? Black Cat is is Catwoman. You know, so if you think about it, really. And because the two rogues galleries of Spider-Man and Batman are pretty big, and they're pretty much similar, and
Yeah, I feel like Cap America is a copy of Superman.
well,
You know what I
no,
mean?
because a lot of people say Sentry is the copy of Superman. A lot of people say Sentry is.
Okay, and then Cap is a copy of
Yeah.
Sentry then.
Yeah. Well.
Or, I mean, well, no,
Kind of. I mean, because he's not really super. If you think about it, he's not an alien from a different planet. You know, Cap is not an alien from a different planet. Cap just got super serum instead of being an alien.
yeah, I see your point. Yeah,
You know, that's why everybody compares Sentry to Superman. But if you really try to pin who Cap's copycat is, would be, I'm trying to think who on DC side has super serum.
nobody.
Well, if you think about it, he's Bane. Really think about it.
Like an evil Bane,
Yeah. Well, because he's actually a good version of Bane, because Bane has that venom stuff pumping through him. So if you really think about it, he's really a version of Bane, a good guy. It's just he came first. Oh, that's what I'm glad we brought up Bane. Freaking the co-creator of Bane hates the freaking the Batman Absolute Batman version of Bane.
Oh, the head? Yeah, he thinks the head's too small or something.
No, he just hates the general look of Bane, the absolute version of Bane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, he was complaining about the head size, right?
Oh yeah. Well,
They
well,
made
that's
him
more.
like proportionate. Like his head is too small.
Well, I mean, right, but that made him more accurate, man. If he made the head bigger and the body smaller, it would have been funnier. But they made the head smaller and the body big. If you think about it, it's more accurate. That, well, if he keeps on pumping venom in him, you would think the head won't get
I
bigger.
mean, it's like it's art. It's not really based off like real. You know what I mean? It's not based on real. Like even Absolute Batman's character looks ridiculous.
Yeah, they all look a little ridiculous, but one good thing about Snyder is that he's a decent writer. You know what I mean? A lot of his stuff is actually decent. Like his Witches was really good, you know. So at least the read is decent, but the art on the other words.
Work. I'm not like like his biggest fan, but I don't. If you were to tell me he's doing a book, I would be like, oh, cool. You know, I wouldn't be like disappointed. So
yeah,
I feel like his he does have success with Batman, right? Like he understands the Batman.
Yeah. He has a success because his Black Mirror run was really decent. I actually got to read his Black Mirror run in a couple of years ago. So that's what introduced. Yeah, that's what introduced me to his, and then and then his indie stuff is really good too. Like his Witches and all the other stuff that he did was really decent. I mean, that's mostly like the co-creator of Bane don't like the freaking absolute version of Bane. That was funny when I saw it. I'm like, really?
All right, what are we getting into our books of the week?
Yeah. Yep. You give me 1 second. Let me go grab mine. It's just sitting on the other corner over there.
I got my choice.
Yeah. What's your choice?
You want me to go first, or are you gonna go first?
Yeah, you go first. Right. I'll go after you.
I don't know if I showed this book off previously. I don't think I did. But we're talking about Doomsday, which is leading into Secret Wars, and I think you're starting to see people, it's gonna be huge. You know, it's gonna just be like the comic book community. We're gonna see speculation and hype, and all these books
Right.
spike up like nobody's business. So be smart about it. You know, don't pay too much for um, any one book, because there's a lot of books to speculate on, and just don't get caught up in that whole I gotta get, I gotta get the film version of whatever spec there is. Just be chill about it, because all that tends to die down once the movie's out and people are disappointed and bitching about how it didn't meet their expectations and all that. But I think if there's one book that I think has legitimacy to really kind of take off and remain, what should I say, remain a favorite, remain a book that will take off and maintain its value, like, in terms of peak value. It'll drop a little bit, but it'll grow in value, is kind of what I'm trying to say, is this book right here, Marvel Age number 12. First off, it's the Secret Wars cover before the Secret Wars cover. Okay, this is the first issuing of this great Zek artwork, and I like this cover better. It's exact duplicate, right? But you got Secret Wars and a blue cover versus
Right.
Marvel Age. So in terms of the trade dress and the design, I just like this cover better. The other main factor of this is actually the first appearance of the black suit. It's ASM 252. Yeah, ASM 252 is the first appearance of the black suit in story. But the preview of the black suit, which is again a Randy Schuler design that Jim Shooter paid 200 some bucks for, and he outlines that sketch design in this issue, and this issue says this is what Spider-Man's suit is going to be. We're going to make it a black suit. And ironically, the suit that Randy Schuler designs is pretty much like what the Miles Morales suit is. It's like black with a red spider design, but Marvel made it white, black and white. But we don't know what suit version we're going to get for Miles. But again, my theories are Miles is going to be live action, introduced in the post or in the Secret Wars, and I'll bet you $9 out of $10 he's going to have this Randy Schuler black with the red spider design in it. So probably. So if you're betting man, get this book affordable. Yeah, because if and when that suit hits with the live action Miles, this thing will just be like, it'll be the book every collector is after that buys into spec shit like this. So that's just it. All right, go get it. That's all I gotta say.
All right. So my recommendation is a Donny Cates book. Is Redneck.
Redneck.
Yep. So Redneck. Yeah. So it's about vampires.
Gotcha.
So it's about vampires, and then if you like True Blood, it's pretty much Texas version of True Blood. So the story takes place in Texas, and it's about a family that of vampires. So it's pretty cool. It's a really good read.
Okay.
If you enjoy True Blood and stuff like that, you'll enjoy this. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got this week. We don't got much this week. I mean, we had a lot to talk about, but we didn't have much other to talk about anyways. But yeah, so what you got coming up, Taku, this week?
I got to go get Batman Hush. I'm just hoping my LCS has. I don't think it sold out, right? It didn't really sell out. Were you seeing
Uh,
it sell out?
I mean, I don't know for sure. I haven't been to the LCS yet, but
Yeah. I mean, you
probably.
ordered
But
440,000 copies. I don't think it's.
yeah,
I mean, that
yeah,
was
and then the
last month.
van,
I think they got closer to 1,000,000 on this
right,
because those are pre-orders, but they probably ordered way more than that. So I'm just thinking wherever I go, I could probably pick it up for cover still. But I got
right,
to pick that up. And I'm hoping they have the B cover because I really
right,
don't like the A cover. The A cover looks
right,
is just not. If I were to have one, because I only have actually budget for one.
right.
I want to get them both.
Well, you better bring a coin with you to flip it if it just in case.
Yeah, I get the B cover though.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, not much going on with this. I just want to give a shout out to Roger Betterog.
Yeah.
He's working on my books right now, and he just previewed some of the stuff he's been working on, and it
Right.
looks incredible. Roger's work is always just so detailed and
Right.
thorough and very like methodical. Like he takes a very methodical, thoughtful approach. So I just
Right.
appreciate what he's done with my books. They look fantastic, and they have really big issues, and
Mhm.
he's just made them like kind of go away. So I'm just very curious to see what his thoughts on the grades are. I know he's
Okay.
modest with the grading, but yeah, I mean, I got a preview of one of the books, and it looks spectacular. But that's
That's
all I
cool.
got going on. What do you
Yeah.
got? What do you got happening?
Well, next week gonna be going to a con on Sunday, and then my birthday's on Sunday, so
Happy
yeah.
birthday.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun, and then probably gonna have some stuff. Probably gonna have some stuff planned. Maybe don't know for sure yet, but we'll still have a. We may have the double tigers. Well, but be on the lookout on my Instagram and be on the lookout on Otaku's Instagram. If we do reschedule, we'll probably reschedule for like for the week after, if anything. But I don't think so. I think we'll still have a little small show. Maybe it won't run as like an hour. Maybe run shorter than that. But so just to be on the lookout. And then I know I'm gonna have interviews coming up in next month. Just don't know around what which day or whatever, but we got interviews lined up for myself.
Yeah, and we're ramping up. We're going to ramp up for AAPI Heritage Month as well, Comic Book
Yeah,
Heritage Month. So I got to do some. We all got to do some outreach in April
right.
and start announcing
Yeah,
some of the interviews and names we're going
yeah,
to feature
yeah.
in.
So I know I got some cosplayers in mind, so I'll reach out to them, and then
You
but
have the
we got
link
all.
to the spreadsheet, right?
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
yeah. I'll add to it but I haven't okayed it yet, so I haven't got people yet. But if I do, we got it. But if not, so just keep a lookout, guys. We're out of here. So we'll check you later.